On BBC One, Friday night starts with The One Show.
Tonight, live on The One Show on BBC One, a host of Morris Minors, a London Marathon Challenge, and Dolly here, who's 99, Britain's eldest barmaid.
Are you looking forward to meeting Paddy McGuinness?
Oh, I would love one.
She'd love one. Hello, friends, and welcome to your Blimey O'Reilly. We're only a week from Easter One Show with Alex Jones.
And Chris Evans. Now, Dolly, the delectable barmaid, will be back later on when we'll find out how she's been bowling them over in Wendover since before the Second World War, when a pint, can you believe it, cost only 8p.
Only 8p, get around it now. All right, it's time now to find out more about our guest of honour, Dolly.
Yes, so over to our pub correspondent. Who else? Teffers to explain.
Pouring the perfect pint is a bit of an art form, but it helps if you've got a few years' experience. In the market town of Wendover in the Chiltern Hills, locals have been enjoying a pint in the old Red Lion Hotel for over 400 years. And for most of the last century, they've been served by the same barmaid. Dolly Saville has been pulling pints here since the 1930s.
Well, she's always jolly.
She's just the life and soul of the pub.
There's only one Dolly.
And with her 100th birthday just round the corner, I want to celebrate Britain's oldest barmaid. So, Dolly, how long have you been working in this pub?
Well, over 70 years.
And what's the best thing about working here?
Well, meeting all the people, you know, and having a joke with them. Oh, I love it.
Over the years, Dolly has shared a joke with more than just the regulars. Who's this chap here? Stanley Matthews?
Stanley Matthews.
Yes, Sir Stanley Matthews
Oh,
is
yes.
coming. That's you sitting
That's
next to him, is
me,
it?
yes.
Giving him a little kiss.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yes.
And now, he's a good-looking chap. But what happened when he came
Oh,
in?
I know, he
Who's
was
that?
lovely. Pierce Brosnan.
James Bond.
I think we all fell for him.
Since Dolly started pulling pints, Britain has been through a world war and 14 prime ministers. But Dolly's tastes haven't changed. And what, do you have a little tipple?
Whiskey.
Whiskey?
And tonic water.
All right. Is that your secret to success?
Yes.
To celebrate Dolly's long service, we've arranged to have her portrait painted. Artist Carn Griffiths exhibits around the world and paints using surprising liquids. This looks like my kind of art. What's going on here?
These aren't actually for drinking, Phil. These are the materials that I'm going to use to paint a portrait of Dolly. I paint with alcohols and teas and all different things like that.
So when did you first get into painting with alcohol?
Well, when I first decided to, to sort of take a career in art, as it were, because it was the start of, a big, long journey, I poured a big glass of brandy, and somehow the brush ended up in the brandy, and the brandy ended up on the page.
So talk us through the process of painting Dolly's portrait.
Right, so I normally start off with a pencil drawing. We try and get a bit of a likeness, before we start on things, so hopefully Dolly can recognise herself. And then I build up in layers, so this is where we start using the calligraphy ink to pick out areas that are then going to be blurred by the alcohol. Then we can start adding layers of the alcohol, one after the other, let it dry, a bit more ink, a bit more alcohol, another layer. You can see how the blue's kind of slightly blooming, and it gives just a little bit of yellow colour there.
Yeah.
They create this, interesting colour effect and patterns because they dry quicker than water as well.
Oh, yeah, you can really see that now.
Smells good.
As Carn cracks on with Dolly's portrait, the locals are keen to see how he captures their favourite barmaid.
It's got to be a character sort of portrait, isn't it? Yeah. She'd really love that, wouldn't she?
Yeah. She doesn't look 99, she looks like she's probably in her 70s, so I hope the artist captures that in the painting.
I hope they just capture just her glow and her, just the dolliness about her. I just hope they just get it spot on.
After a few hours, a glass of whiskey and a dash of rum, it's time to see if Dolly approves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of The One Show and in honour of Dolly's 76-year service at the old Red Lion Hotel, I'd like to present her with her portrait. Oh, there you go. There you go, Dolly. There you go. What do you think, Dolly?
I think it's wonderful.
Yes. And all painted in alcohol as well.
Oh, what whiskey?
Yes. There's a little bit of whiskey in there and a little bit of beer in there as well.
Oh, good.
Well, congratulations, my love. You deserve it.
And the very lovely Dolly is here with us now. Dolly, welcome to the studio. Isn't that a lovely picture of you?
Yes, I think so.
It's great. It's so
Yes.
good.
What are you going to do for your 100th birthday?
Well, they're having a party at the Red Lion for me,
Yay!
which I think is very good.
And do you get the night off?
I don't work on Saturdays now.
OK.
Oh, good.
That's good for you.
Now, in 76 years, Dolly, you've had some very famous people at the pub, including a very famous ballerina called Margot Fontaine. Tell us what happened when she popped in.
When she came in, my boss's wife said, Dolly, guess who's in the buttery? So I said, well, I don't know. I was cooking at the time in the kitchen. And she said, it's Margot Fontaine. And she said, if you like to take your whites off when you've cooked her scampi, you can take it into her. So I thought that was lovely. And we had a real good chat.
Good for you. And you've been chatting to lots of people over the years around the Second World War, of course, the boys from the RAF, the Raffy boys. How did you fend those guys off? How did you keep them at bay?
Oh, they were very, very good. Some of them would come in the Red Lion when I worked in the saloon bar, and they'd say, Dolly, would you like to make a date with me?
Ooh.
Oh.
So they said, what day do you have off? I said, oh, I have a Wednesday. They said, well, we'd like to take you out. So I said, where will you meet me? They said, where you like. So I said, right, I'll meet you up by the railway station. That would be one of the boys. And then some of the others would come in and, oh, hello, Dolly, what you doing on your day off? Oh, I said, I don't know, which I did know. And they said, do you think we can make a date with you? I said, yes. Well, where shall I meet you? I said, I'll meet you at Hale Road. Right. Then another one would say, Dolly, when's your date? And I'd tell them, well, where shall I meet you? I said, well, the best thing for you to do is meet me by the clock tower. Well, when the time came, I didn't turn up at all to see anyone.
Oh, you big tease.
She's excellent.
All right, now your favourite drink is a whiskey and tonic. What have we done, Al?
Well, luckily, the most famous bar in London is just across the road. So we've had the bartender, the head bartender, to bring it over especially for you. Here he comes.
OK,
across the zebra crossing.
Here's Alex. Come on, welcome Alex in. Thank you very much, Alex. Whiskey and tonic, there you go. Let's not have one cheers for Dolly. Let's have three cheers, Dolly. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
Hey!
Cheers, Dolly.
Hang on. Paddy, there's something wrong here, isn't there? A little bit rude. The girls are having a night of it.
I get another one for you.
Alex, come on.
Thank
He picked you right up, by the way.
What about the lad?
Thank you, Dolly. Cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
And Dolly, when you used to wrap it up at the end of the night, what did you say to the customers? How did you end it?
I used to say, time, ladies and gentlemen, please. And I said, now is the time for you all to go home and to go home to your feather beds.
Lovely.
Brilliant.
Perfect way to be kissed goodnight by the local landlady.